going on? Welcome. I am Angelisa, your host for Throttle Talk Tuesdays. And every Tuesday, we interview influential women who are making an impact for other women in the snowmobile and dirt bike community. What is going on? Let's see some thumbs up, some hell yeah. How's everyone doing tonight? So tonight's live chat is brought to you by Jessie P. Wraps with Cutback America. Make sure to contact Jessie for all of your custom wrap needs. I will be tagging Jessie's Instagram handle at the end of this show once I turn it into an Instagram TV. What is going on? Tonight, we are interviewing Nadine Overwater. Oh my gosh, who's excited? I know I am. I've been waiting for this moment, so I'm going to pop her on here. I know you guys are excited too. Hey, what's up, Ira? Woo! So don't mind me. I am going to make sure I get Nadine Overwater on here. And we're just waiting for her to join in. Does anyone have any wins that happened this Tuesday? It was a beautiful sunny day here in Whistler. We have tons of snow. Well, I shouldn't say tons, but we have some snow. It's awesome. So we'll just wait for Nadine to just accept here. I wish I could play music, but sometimes with Instagram they block it. I went for a walk this morning. That was a win. Okay, so Nadine Overwater, do you want to send me a request? And we'll get you on here. Or I will try again here. Oh. Who's excited to hear from Nadine tonight? Oh, it snowed for you guys too? When do you think the mountains are going to open? I am not even sure. Hey, what's up, Snowbike Nation from Montana? Yeah, Nadine is so rad. I know, I'm very excited. We'll see if we can get her on here. Looks like she is not on here. We might have to restart this. 2 feet in Montana, snow biking tomorrow. Oh my goodness. I wish. I still don't have a sled. Nadine Overwater, are you on here? Oh, here we are. Woo! Hey, what's up? Okay. Go live. Here we are. I think. You guys have so much snow in
Yeah.
Calgary. Oh, that's so awesome. Hey, what's going on?
Hi. Sorry.
How are you? Oh
Good.
gosh,
How are
no
you?
worries. Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty good.
right on. Yeah, the internet epically failed at the moment at about 7:02. So sorry about
Uh,
that, everybody.
oh, it's all good. Well, thank you so much for joining tonight.
Yeah, I'm stoked to be here. Thanks for
Yeah.
having me.
Yeah, of course. So for all of our viewers, just a reminder, we do answer all of your questions at the end of our interview. But please do comment, share whatever you guys have to ask Nadine. We will get it to your questions after. But what's up? How are you doing, Nadine?
I'm doing really good.
Good.
Yeah, what did I miss in the little intro there?
Oh, we were just talking about some wraps.
Oh,
Cut back
great.
America wraps. So you didn't miss much.
Nice. And then it
Yeah.
kind of sounds like everyone's still dirt biking out on the coast and mountain biking and not sledding. So,
Yeah, there's a little bit of that. And I mean, like, now that we have a little bit of snow, people are starting to sled, but it's
yeah,
still, still dirt biking. It's been good.
sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you just had surgery about
Hmm.
like a little bit over a month ago, but we won't talk about that quite yet. Um, but what did you get up to this summer?
Well, I had a pretty good summer. I had lots of work, but I sold my dirt bike this summer because I blew my knee out at the end of winter last year. So I just kind of focused on mountain biking this year because I wanted to be super strong, obviously going into surgery. So yeah, lots of pedaling and lots of downhilling, and that was my focus. I just kind of find that I eat shit a lot more on dirt bikes, so I thought it would be best if I got rid of that
For sure.
out of the garage so I wasn't lured to ride it. And then, yeah, I'll probably get another one maybe next year or the year after. But
Nice. And I'm
yeah,
sure with the like biking, just same at the gym, it's good for your knees and
yeah, it's so good for you. Keeps you
yes.
super strong. And like if you're pedaling lots too, you get lots of cardio and yeah, it just keeps your joints lubricated and you're outside.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, absolutely. Which is the best part. Very lucky
yes.
to have that. Um, well, that's awesome. We're going to talk about the 509 movie. I know I'm not the only one who thinks this way, but we, like so many of us women, always look forward to when the 509 movie drops and your part. We always look forward to it. This year, you went freaking huge. Oh my God. Off that drop. You landed it, you rode out, and you made it look flawless. And not that I want you to relive this moment, but can you tell us a little bit about this day?
Yeah, I can. It was like a pretty sad day for me because last year my segment was pretty poor as well because I was coming out of injuries last year. So I didn't have much of a segment. Plus, we had not really good snow conditions, so I was pretty fired up this year. I had everything lined up. I had filmer coming for 5 days. The weather was perfect, and I had a pretty good plan in place for what I wanted to accomplish. And that like that day, that was the first shot of the first day. Um, and so yeah, couldn't have been any worse. But
Right.
I feel like it looks pretty big on screen, and it always does because filmers do a good job of that. And it's like pretty sizable drop, but it's one that I've hit before and I'm pretty comfortable on. Um, and yeah, it was just one of those things, we lined it up, spent the time on the in run, got it perfectly packed down. With that one, you have to come in super slow. It's actually really hard to control your speed because the end run is like got a little bit of a slope to it. So even if you're on the brakes, you're still rolling off of it. So Cody was holding my bumper, lined it all up. Everything felt good, came off the cliff, felt good, saw my landing, and maybe like, I don't know, half a sled length too far, which is only really a couple of feet. Um, and I think like I hit something hard underneath, maybe if that didn't happen, like an old bomb hole or something, it could have ended differently. I don't know.
Okay.
I replay all these things through my head, but
For
either way,
sure.
yeah, I kind of blew out of both my knees on impact and then rode to the bottom and I knew like I was screwed.
Okay.
Um, and it kind of felt like both of my knees were screwed, but then in the end it just turned out that one held up and one exploded.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy. So you thought at that moment it was two knees.
Yeah. It
Oh,
definitely like I landed and I think if you watch it you can see like nothing really went wrong.
no.
I just
Yeah.
landed and I think because our running boards are so grippy, just the forward motion of my body on the that impact just kind of slid my like femur off of my kneecaps essentially.
Jeez. Wow, that's insane. Well, I mean, you made it look, like I said, yeah, flawless. Didn't look like there was any impact until like obviously after and watching that part. Geez. Well, it was
Yeah.
incredible watching that, and I mean, you'll get after it again
Yep,
when
we
you,
will.
yeah. It's not going to slow you down.
No, well, it's for a little while it might, but
Yeah.
in the end,
Um,
no.
well, let's talk about your recovery. So you just had surgery just a little bit over a month now?
It's been 2 months,
Two
actually.
months. Okay.
7 weeks, yeah.
Okay. So what are you doing right now for recovery with your knee?
Right now, I'm just doing rehab, or physiotherapy. Just I wasn't able to bear weight for 2 months, so I've only been off crutches for like just about 2 weeks now. Um, so yeah, it's a bit of a slow. I'm on the upswing now, but yeah, basic physio exercises and spinning on a stationary bike.
Okay.
Yeah, so things are going fast now that I can actually bear weight and move.
Yes.
But the first 2 months was pretty painful.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I feel like being an athlete, it's hard to sit still.
Yeah, definitely.
I know I'm not the only person who loves to know. Like, what are your current workout exercises or plan? Like you said, you've been doing physio, but do you have any like mobility training that you do quite often? Or
Yeah,
yeah.
I definitely do lots of yoga because it's just like super important to be flexible.
Mhm.
Um, because then when you do have these mistakes, your body tends to kind of rebound a little bit better. And then it depends on the time of year. This time of year, I'm usually like pretty heavy in the gym. I'm like more legs and core, like just workouts. But then I get pretty slack in the winter because we're riding so much that you're too exhausted to do it. So I
Totally,
kind of dial it back because I'm getting lots of strength training during riding, and then I try and just stretch and calm down in the evenings
for sure.
and do, yeah, some yoga and just at home stuff. But
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Well, it's one of those things where, yeah, if you want to go to the gym, but then you also don't want to overexert or tire yourself out if you're sweating all day.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So where are you from? Where
I'm
you?
from Alberta. Yes,
Okay,
I'm
okay.
from Rocky Mountain House, Alberta,
Oh,
actually. So I grew
awesome.
up out in the kind of foothills of the mountains there. And then, but yeah, I've been in BC for the last 15 years.
Cool.
So,
And
mhm.
what riding zone do you usually ride in?
Um, well, it depends on the day because, like, if you have good visibility or not good visibility or what crew you're with. But I go through phases, and right now I'm kind of in exploratory phase, so we're going far in many different directions. But then, 2 years ago when we had an epic winter, I was staying close to home because I was having great days riding boulder and frisbee, and you're unloading in literally like 5 or 10 minutes from your doorstep. So
Right.
it doesn't really make sense to push farther.
Yeah.
But yeah, this year don't think I'll be hitting jumps or drops and things like that. So I'll probably do more exploration style riding. And like we're pretty lucky here because we have logging roads everywhere, with the exception that we have a lot of caribou closures in some
Oh,
environmental areas.
right.
Um, if you can see it on Google Earth, and you can usually try and find a route in, um, that's a pretty fun day.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Um, and what sled are you riding this season?
Well, I'm pretty excited to announce that I'll be riding 850 Turbo this year. So,
Woo!
yeah, that's pretty fresh news to me. So, yeah,
Ah, that's so exciting. Well, congratulations. That's going to be an
thanks.
awesome sled.
Oh my God. Yeah, I got to try one out last year. I don't know if anyone else got to get on one, but
I
they
didn't,
are, you
but
should.
I know. I think
Yeah.
I'd like it too much. Oh, that's so
I think,
exciting.
yeah, it's funny because I think a lot of people are afraid of the turbo, um, just having that much power. But yeah, I would recommend any girls that are, spending a lot of time sledding and pretty comfortable on their machines. It's pretty amazing. Yeah,
Yes.
good throttle control. It rolls on. Um, it really likes to do wheelies, and wheelies are pretty fun.
Oh, that's so awesome. Oh, I'm so excited for
Yeah.
you. Let's talk about your crew. Who do you ride with?
Lots of different people. We have a really good crew of females in Revelstoke here, just local ladies that like to ride quite a bit. Brianna Lucar is one of my favorites. She's tail guns for me for all my sled camps, and yeah, she can go anywhere. So it's always nice when you look behind and your partners are still there. She's
Yeah.
texting me right now.
Oh,
Um,
that's fun.
but yeah, and then there's another big crew of the guys that I ride with, like Rob Elford and Cody Borchers, and lots of my 509 team is my friends that I ride with. But it really depends where you go too, because you head out to the coast and you have different crew to ride with out there, or
Totally.
up north to Valemount or out to Golden, and yeah, I
So,
could list a bajillion names right now, but
right. And do you travel a lot for your sledding, like for shooting or filming?
yeah, a little bit. Like, I mean, it depends where the snow is, and
Right.
luckily in Revelstoke we kind of always have the best well, not always, but I'm not a total snob, but we do usually have really good conditions here.
Yeah, I always hear good
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
It's never a not good time out there.
Yeah, so I don't travel too much, but I do. I get up to Valemount once a year at least, and over to Golden, and then, you know, south, just north and south of Revelstoke, up the valley, so up and down the valley.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get into some struggles and pains. Because sledding is one of the hardest sports for, I believe, for women. And, all the struggles, they're real. Doesn't matter if you're an expert to a beginner. We all go through it. We all face it. Can you describe maybe some of your struggles that you deal with? Maybe it's mentally or physically or all of it.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because like sledding is more my outlet. So I guess some yeah, what are my struggles with sledding? You just have the bad days, and it's not just sledding, it's like any sport where you just can't not get stuck every 10 feet, or
Mhm.
your sled is imploding and something's breaking every, half an hour, and you're just wrenching all day. Mostly those days are over now that most of us are on newer sleds, but
Right.
yeah, I guess it's just like dealing with the emotions of it, or if you're bringing your bad day out to the mountains with you, then, you get stuck, or you make a stupid mistake and hit a tree or do something, and then you're a mess. But it's not because of sledding, it's because of all the things. But yeah, I don't know. I think like I've been doing it long enough now that I've learned to kind of deal with all the struggles. And you just approach everything with confidence. And I know that's maybe easy to say and not do, but every day you get better, and every day it gets easier. And then every day you love it more, because the better you get at it, the more you can do, and then the more addictive it becomes.
Yes. Yeah, you nailed it. For sure. Seat time.
Yeah.
Awesome. And what about some wins? Is there like a season that you're really stoked on, or maybe a trick you nailed? Any moment, I guess, like you would like to relive if you could.
Yes, there is lots of wins. Actually, like for the trick, I remember the first time I actually did like a proper whip, and you think you're doing them. I think I'm doing them on my bike all the time. I think I'm doing them when I'm sledding all the time. And then you kind of look at a picture and you're like, actually, I just turned my head. I didn't even do anything.
Right.
But I remember my very first one, we were up Joss, and we had a filmer up there, and he actually got it. And I just like, I laugh at that segment because I think it was like volume 12 or something. I can't remember what volume it was, but you can see after I land, I was just like so excited. I threw my head back and it kind of ruined the shot, but I was just like, you could feel where you actually properly like brought your tail around and then like committed to it and landed, because it's like a commitment issue. It always is.
Totally.
To do these tricks. That was like actually a really big day. I love that day.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. Just like that feeling too. And like, screw it, whatever, like you knew you landed it, you knew it was awesome. And I'm sure
Yeah,
the
and
photo just was like, yes, I did it.
Yeah, and like you're like always giving it the throttle and then you're always letting off when you just have to like not let off and just go for it. But there's also like way more other wins and memorable moments because doing the camps is one of my favorite things because I get all these women that come out and remind me of why I love it. So, I get to go back in time and, put myself back 10 years ago and the ability level I was at. And when I like remember doing my first pow carve and like a proper pow carve where you're just like snorkeling and you come out of the snow and you just have like a big shit eating grin on your face and you don't ever want it to end.
Yeah.
And I mean, we don't get like endless pow days every day, but then you do get those days and you can go ride the simplest benign terrain with just like a bunch of your girlfriends and it's the best day ever. Way
Totally.
better than hitting a cliff or doing a trick or anything like that. So,
Yes, 100%. Okay, well, let's chat future Nadine. Just with the knee surgery, do you plan on riding this season? It sounds like you have a turbo, so you will be riding.
therefore I must ride.
Yes.
Yeah, I do. I have to like dial myself back a little bit because the riding season hasn't really started. I never get too excited until December. So yeah, I will be riding. I'm gonna see how December goes, and then, like I said, I'm not gonna probably film a segment or anything. I might come up with some different creative ideas of the kind of social media stuff to do, but it'll be more of an exploratory year.
For
But
sure.
it feels good on the sled, so yeah, it's day by day,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
see how it goes. But I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do have a question here about some goals. Even though you said
hmm
you're going to set some step back, maybe get a little bit creative with your social media, but do you have any other goals this season?
Um, like a big thing that I've really liked doing the last couple years is trying to pay it forward a little bit. So I learned that from someone I used to work with at Great Canadian Snowmobile Tours, actually. He always likes to give back to the community. So I'm looking at ways to do that because the charity ride isn't happening this year. So I think, I want to just come build some more camaraderie, kind of like what you girls are doing, but more like the local ladies' rides and get the girls out for a cause, maybe the food bank or whatever. But
Hmm.
kind of like just dial things back and make things more local this year instead of, big picture filming video segments and things like that.
Right.
Um, yeah, and how to involve like all the kind of regular people in it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I don't know what
absolutely.
that looks like. We've got some ideas, and I'm working with 509 on a few ideas. So maybe that's what will transition into some different kind of film edits this year. That'll be, just quick online YouTube videos or whatever. But yeah,
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to that.
yeah. And if you
I,
guys have any ideas, that's like, let me know. What do you want to see? What do you want to do?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. If
So,
you guys have any ideas, please, please share them. And where can we follow you as an athlete this season?
I think mostly like Instagram's your best bet and Facebook. Um, those are probably my two most active kind of
Okay,
social media platforms. So that's
okay,
what I would recommend.
okay. And this is a question, you did bring it up about the charity ride, but do you have any spots available for any Lanina sled camps?
Yeah, December is our first one, and there's
Okay,
two spots left. They're all filling up quickly, the earlier ones, but I think there's still room in the March one. So
okay,
yeah, if you're thinking about it, do
okay.
it because I don't
Yes.
have big clinics. They're small groups, so you know, 6 girls fills up fast. But
Yeah, absolutely. Kate, I will, after this, I'm going to turn it into an Instagram TV. So we'll promote you and make sure girls register and book in. Uh, and would you say, so just talking about 509 and doing some, segments and movies, do you put a lot of pressure on yourself, like when it comes to filming?
Um, no, like, and that's another thing you learn, right? Too, is like the more you do it. I think like the first few years, I was probably like hitting things I shouldn't have, and that's part of the learning process. And now I'm old and smarter, or
Right.
I like to think so, but um, I don't put pressure on myself. Like, for example, that hit that took me down last year, it was like I was really confident and comfortable on that. What my heart wasn't really even beating more than it should
Right.
have been, it was just shit happens and
Yeah.
you got to learn how to roll with it and stay strong. But yeah, I don't know, all with experience. And a
Yeah.
big part of it, like the biggest, most important thing for me is being a female ambassador is just trying to be like a positive and true role model, instead of an influencer. And just hopefully young girls get into this because they actually love the sport and why they love the sport, and just always keeping that at the forefront
Yes.
because
Well,
it's fun and you love to do it. So,
yeah,
not because you're going to be famous.
totally, for sure. And you are a
Mhm.
true role model, so you're doing awesome. Okay, what advice would you give to young Nadine who is first starting out as a women's letter?
Well, pretty much what I just told you is remember why you're here.
Mhm.
And it's not to make millions because you're not going to make millions being a sledder. Um, but yeah, stay true to yourself, stay true to your image, and there's longevity in that. So,
Awesome. And any advice you'd like to give to women who are just getting into the sport?
um, just ride as much as you can with as many different people as you can and be patient because everyone wants to tell you how to do it and you're going to figure out your own way. And all of those different ways that you're getting told are probably all going to help in some kind of way. And you just have to learn how to sort through. But the biggest thing is just get out there and ride lots, and you're going to get good really quick. It's it's just that first part of the curve. um, that's a really steep learning curve. And then, once you can start linking turns and doing things, then it gets really addictive and you get good really fast. So,
And do you have a specific quote you live by?
no, I don't. And I've been watching way too much Letterkenny lately, so I should probably not put something.
That would be amazing. It's all good. No worries. I actually do have a question from Sarah Olivia Moore. You did talk a little bit about this, but what is your off-season cardio training, if any?
Um, I just ride bikes constantly. I ride bikes way more than I ride sleds, and that is actually my only training in the summer,
Okay.
and it's the best training. Since I started riding, yeah, mountain biking, my snowmobile skills doubled. So
Wow.
I highly recommend that. And I think it's like it works both ways with moto too. So any kind of behind bars cardio activities like that, you're
Totally.
working all your muscles. So
Cool. Her other question, what was your first thought when you landed that drop? Did you feel the pain of the knee from the 509
um,
one?
yeah, my first thought was, here we go again, because I just blew my other knee like 2 years before that. So just like when you really hurt yourself like that, and I've had quite a few, you kind of just need the moment to get through the pain and the puking in your mouth piece of it. And then, yeah, it's like, how bad is it? Will I be riding tomorrow? Will I be riding next week? I don't know. So,
Right, right.
yeah.
Chantel Von Rotz. This is not a question, but she says Nadine is my jumping hero.
Ah, Chantel,
Yes.
I miss you.
Aw. Okay, so I am going to scroll up. I see we have quite a few comments, so don't mind me. I'm just going to scroll up all the way to the top. And if you guys have any questions for Nadine, here is your chance. What's up? What's up? 2 feet in Montana for snow. Um, there's lots of snow in Calgary. Woo, over a foot now. That's awesome. Oh, I'm gonna butcher some of these names, but Baha Mama de Gascar. Hey Nadine.
Bahama
Mm,
Mama,
there we go.
Madagascar.
Yeah. Nadia says, "Hey Nadine, how are you, girl?" Lee says hi too. Um, Rushan Diener for president of the world.
That's Riley Suhan. He's my favorite buddy for
Aw.
riding with in Golden.
Bahama Mama, did you ride off the hill like that?
Yes, I did, but you've ridden with me enough that you know what my first aid kit looks like. And yeah, I kind of wrapped myself up and popped a few pills and made her off. So yeah, you do what you gotta.
Yes. Mitch, badass, admire the push, keeping the adrenaline going. Yes. Bahama Mama, will you be able to ride this season? Yeah.
You bet.
ZF Snow Bikes, I understand what you're going through. Heck yes. Smay Clark, 850 Turbo, congrats. Robin Van Gin, I get stuck. I love Nadine, what a hero.
Thanks, Robin.
Such an inspiration. Quad Air Show, hey mama, hope your knee feels better. Bahama Mama, you're going to be an animal out there. And yeah, she loves the ideas. Rinska Metzger, do you wear any protective gear when you ride?
Yeah, that's a big one actually, and I know a lot of people that are just getting into riders don't really know what they should have, but knee pads wouldn't have helped this. I wear knee braces actually, but if you don't have knee problems, get a pair of knee pads and use like your old biking knee pads, and then get new bike knee pads next year. That's a pretty important one. Also, like you can buy everything, but the other one that I generally tend to wear quite a bit is my mouth guard, because sometimes you hit holes and you whack your face off your handlebars,
Mhm.
and teeth are expensive. So do that. But I mean, like you can get chest protection and all kinds of protection. But the biggest one is you smash your knees off your running boards all the time or into your panels. So it's worth it.
Yes. Coda Jones, spoken like a true ambassador. Bahama Mama, that's what we love you about. Nadine, always keeping it real. Smay Clark, patience, putting it on the list. Redneck Army, not that scary patience word. My bad. Savannah, when will you ride for Skidoo?
Well, I kind of do. Like Riders is my snowmobile shop that sponsored me for the last 6 years, and they're Skidoo dealer. Um, so in a way, I do ride for Skidoo, but yeah, I kind of prefer supporting my small town shops. Um, and it's an amazing shop, and it's really easy to support those guys. So,
Absolutely. Chantal says, who are your mentors?
um, well, my mentors are my peers. So it's never like, envisioning someone that's like better than you or above you, but just other people that are in the backcountry and passionate about it, and smart too, like people with a lot of avalanche sense. I really look up to them because I'm a bit of a snow dork, so I like learning from others. Um, and that's one way. And then Robin just reminded me I have this whole other like snowboard side of my life too. That's why I originally got into this sport.
Yeah,
Um, but I have a lot of mentors out there too, all those girls that are crushing it on their snowboards and just kind of generally pushing the limits.
absolutely. That's so cool. Steph Schwartz, where do you think our Swedish reindeer hides are now after customs took them from us?
Oh man. Yeah, that was a day. I got to go with Steffi Schwartz actually and do a clinic in Sweden with her, and we had one of our guides that was a reindeer herder gave us reindeer hides, and we were so stoked, and we were bringing them back to Canada, and apparently you can't bring hides across the border or
Oh,
international
interesting.
waters. But yeah, thanks for reminding me, Steph. They're out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iris asks, who is your inspiration icon in snowmobiling?
Whoa. Um, yeah. Wow, that's a tough one, hey? Um, you know, there, like, again, it's easy to say there's lots, but one comes to my mind specifically, and I just actually wrote a story on this person, and it'll be out in the Mountain Sledder print issue, I think, this winter. But Michelle Salt is a pretty cool human, active girl that had a pretty bad motorcycle accident and is now prosthetic limb and riding just as hard as any other girl I've ever rode with, or guy for that matter, you know. So I'm pretty inspired by that when nothing can really hold you back. And yeah, that's one of them. It's a
We just
lot though.
interviewed her last week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Jeez, hey? How convenient.
Yes, yeah. She's pretty rad.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's neat. You get to meet people like that
Yeah,
and get re-inspired.
totally.
But I do remember, like, watching Carly Davis um, on Sled Next like 10 years ago. So I remember kind of looking up and being like, man, I want to be like that one day. So that was like my cheesy sort of childhood, even though I'm older than her, but you know, gave me an inspiration of where I could take it to for sure.
Totally. That's cool. Chantel says, miss you too, buddy. Let's go ride. Um, and then Glacier Hobo, get your ass to Stewart this spring. Teach me how to ride. Chantel, do you still snowboard? Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, actually I do. I don't think I'll be snowboarding very much this year just because it hurts a lot more to be strapped in than sledding. But yeah, I kind of lost it for a few years because, you start leaving the snowboard behind because the sled's just as fun going up and down. But last year, I kind of revived that love of the snowboard again, and it's a pretty good time. It's just like riding POW is never a bad time. But yeah, I'm looking to kind of keep that in my life more for sure. And I recommend that for everyone. They make racks for your sled. You can just strap it right on.
Totally. Yeah. Reese McIntosh, what are some things you do to help stay motivated?
Um, well, I just stay involved with the community and try and do lots of rides for like charities and for the snowmobile club, and um, also just go out and enjoy days. Like not every day has to be objective driven. Not every day you have to like explore and get somewhere or like film something or take a photo and post it. Some days you can just go ride with your friends, and those are just as good as all. Actually, those are the best days. So mix it up.
Rishan, what's the best lunch for snowmobile rides?
Cherry blasters.
Nikki Lulu says to Roshan, you know it's cherry bombs.
Busted.
Yeah. Savannah says, yeah, she rips. And Bahama Mama says, family day. And it looks like that is all that we have for our um, comments and questions. So,
Sweet.
yeah, so thank you so much for joining me on this Throttle Talk Tuesday. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, that was great. I'm really stoked you had me.
Yeah,
And thank you for all
absolutely.
the comments, everyone. I don't know how you were following those. There's like a bajillion of them, but
there's,
I'm
there's
seeing all these names of people that I miss.
Yeah, it's
I
all
miss you
good.
all.
Aw.
Can't wait to go snowmobiling this winter with you.
Yeah. And thank you to all of our viewers for tuning in. It is a Tuesday night, but we appreciate it so much. Keep killing it, Nadine. Like I said, I always look forward to your segments in 509 Films, and I love following you on Instagram. You are
Thanks.
a role model, and I just can't wait to see more from you this season. And yeah, you're gonna kill it.
Aw, thanks.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, well, thank you so much, and everyone have such a good evening, and we will see you guys next Tuesday.
Sweet.
Okay,
Good night, everyone.
bye.